What's up? It's StangeFlow from Bassadelic.com. I wanted to show you another Electro swing example because I had another tutorial I did for Electro swing sample like a month or two ago, and some people had some questions about like what bass kick I was using, and they wanted more instructions on like how to create that swung beat. So So I wanted to share that with you, and then I rendered it down from Acid Pro to Ableton because I like Acid Pro for sequencing. But I put a bass line in here, and I did it with a Ableton. So here's what I got. Yep, all right. This portion is pretty much just this portion looped, pretty much. So I'm going to show you what this is. Solo that. Okay. This sample right here is actually what I rendered from this. I added a little bit of reverb and EQing. I'll show you that in a minute, but first I want to show you the raw sequencing of this Electro swing. Okay, the bass kick. I don't know what there's different bass kicks you can use. There's not like one Electro swing bass kick that like everyone uses for every. But this is a 909. I altered it a little bit. I'm gonna put those samples out soon, but it's basically a 909 bass kick. The one from the last tutorial, I don't know what it is offhand, but you can use anything that sounds good. I recommend 909s. I also recommend 808s, slightly different sound, but you can use 606s if you want. You can use anything as long as it sounds good. For house music, you often hear 909s, not always, but often. So that's what I used for this. I thought it sounded good. A lot of Electro swing has a lot to do with house music, like house remixes of Electro swing tracks. Then I use this hand clap. It's these are all 909 samples. I altered it a little bit, gave it the Bassadelic rinse down, but the hand clap. This is a hi-hat. And let's see what else. Oh, there's a crash. The crash. So this is the beat. It's swung out. I'll show you what I mean. First, the bass kick. Okay, like it's not swung out, right? Like it's just boom, 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 boom. You know, it's techno, right? Or that type of template. Or you can make it into gabber. No, I'm not gonna mess around with that. It's stupid. Okay, sorry. I think Yuri almost made an appearance. So bass kick is just basic. It's just basic. The snare, sorry, hand clap. That's also pretty basic, pretty 4/4. Until the end of the first bar, it's perfect except for this sample. Except for this sample, everything is 4/4. But you can see, oops, I swung it out. And what I mean is, it should be, right here, you know? But it's not. It's a little bit over here. I mapped it out with this sample too. I'll show you that in a second. That's the swing. That's the song I sampled. I basically just manually shifted this over, you know, to give it a swing, because here's the, well, no. This is, like, it is a little hard to do the swing. You have to kind of not have it connect to the quantization that you're used to with house music and techno and everything else. Just shift it over a little bit. The closer to the next bar, the more of a swing you're going to create. That sounds good to me. You get used to it after a while, to a point where it becomes more intuitive. At first, when you're trying to do it and you try to be really technical with it, play around with it a little while. You'll get it. It can be intimidating at first for some people, but you'll get it. Just play around with it a little bit, and remember not to keep it quantized exactly. Have it a little off. I know I have this on 16-note swing. Ignore that. I always ignore these stupid Rock 5. I don't know what. Fuck that. Rock 5. But yeah, just play around with it and get it so that it sounds as swung as you want it to be. Anything after this point right here, it's swung out, you know. Yeah, and try to not let it quantize perfectly with what it officially is supposed to be, you know, here. Here. That's my advice. Play around with it, see what you get, figure out maybe your own formula, maybe your own way of swinging things out, but that's what I got for you there. And also, the hi-hats are also really swung out. I think, yeah, it's basically in like triplets, isn't it? Oops. It should be here in techno or whatever. 4/4, right? This is what it would sound like. Stupid workout music bullshit. But it's not quite like that. It's a little swung, so I pushed it a little bit. You see that? This much space to the right. You see that? Same thing with the clap as with the hi-hat. Like a slightly different amount of swing, but it's a smaller sample too. But yeah, again, you get intuitive with it after a while. You kind of get a sense of it. Just try to keep it unquantized, and kind of after you get a few samples put together, like these three, then you can loop that, and if it sounds consistent based on the swing that you establish, then it's a swung beat, and you successfully made your first fucking swung beat. So, okay, now I'm going to explain this sample here. Okay, this is what I was sampling, and I raised the pitch by 5, right? This part right here. Dun 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 dun. I changed that. Just gonna put it to my own swing template. It's already swung out, but I put it to my own so it would kind of correspond with the beat and sound more electronic in a way. That's just a personal thing I did, a variation I created, but you can do whatever fits for your style that you'll develop once you get swinging, once you figure out how to swing it good. And the hi-hats, the bass kick are mapped out to the notes. And yeah, let's see, the bass kick and the clap both play at the same time on every second bass kick, right? In this little ending section here. Yeah, same thing. I swung out these notes, and then I added, let's see, this I raised in pitch a lot, you know, because this is what it would sound like otherwise. But I wanted to add a little bit of variation to change it up a little bit because this bar sounds just like this bar, and it sounds just like this bar, so I figured, okay, fuck it, I'll just change it up. Yeah, of course you notice this is a little different. This is just I cut the first portion of this little sound here, this, and then raised the volume up like that, little riser, volume riser. Creates variation. Otherwise, this bar would sound just exactly like this bar, but now there's a slight variation, keeps you going, keeps those dancers and the swingers swanging. Let's see what else. Oh, the crash. Okay, let's see here. So I can't think of anything else to explain about this right here. The kicks, use whatever kicks you want. I kept those pretty 4/4. All right, let's move into, I rendered all this chunk, this big old swing chunk, and I rendered it, and that's what this is. Okay, so, and then after that, I put on basement reverb, especially in the high end here, just, you know, 2.4%, just like almost nothing, but it's subtle, but you hear that at the end? I love that. It fills in the gaps, you know. I EQ'd it a little bit. This is different for every song. I took out a little bit of the low end because I was going to add bass. Took out a little bit of the higher end, kind of the middle of the high end, sort of. Just because this track, it was too high pitched, or too, you know, because it's an old record, you know, that it was taken from originally. So, yeah, the quality wasn't perfect by today's standards. So I just kind of EQ'd that. It depends on what track you're using. It might be this for some tracks, or maybe, well, not that, but I mean, it depends, you know. It always depends on what you're sampling. But okay, so I'm just gonna leave that now that I fucked this up. That sounds all fucked up. Damn it, why did I do that? And the bass. Oops, sorry. I tried to map out the bass line to the swing track as best I could, especially right here. See that there? Each note is corresponds to a note in the swing beat and sample. So perhaps I added a bit too much reverb. Or maybe not enough. Here's 93%. Awful. Sorry, I'm just experimenting. Okay, and of course, I like to add a limiter to the master track here, so it doesn't clip, you know, so it doesn't hurt your ears any more than it needs to. It's green. Otherwise, it might be red. See what I'm talking about? So, okay, that's, yeah, I guess that's everything I can think of for right now. For if you have any questions, yeah, just hit me up, you know. I hope I cleared up some of the questions people were having, like especially about the bass kicks or the how to do a swung rhythm. I'll do another example if you want. I'm happy to. Just let me know specifically if you have any questions or if anyone has any suggestions or anything like that. This electro swing, well, this I might be releasing another electro swing pack soon here. I didn't talk about the echo, did I? Did I talk about that? It's basically, no, I didn't. I basically just took this section here, see, but I scooted it over a little bit to fill in the gaps here, and what I did was really took out the low end here, right, and a little bit of the high end, so it's basically just the middle and some of the high end. Yeah, I like that sound. Nice little tape delay. Acid Pro. Do the same thing with Ableton. With Ableton, I used Reverb, and I guess that's yeah, that's all I can think of right now. Let me know what's up. Let me know how your swing tracks are coming. Hope this helps, and I guess that's it. So happy mixing.